Hi, this is Krista Renee from All Walks of Life and the 90 Day Podcast. And this is my second episode of my self training on how to become a dispatcher. As you know, I am self training myself on becoming a dispatcher for um, a truck driving for truckers, actually. Um, and I'm taking on this project because I want to do something different. Okay, so that doesn't mean that I'm leaving Laz right away, but it does mean that I do want to pursue something different in my life. So this is my second video. And of course, with the 90 Day Podcast, our goal for the 90 Day Podcast and our mission statement is to set goals for ourselves and to see what we can accomplish. So, this is my second video, and with my second video, I'm here to actually talk about what I've learned so far without books in front of me. So, just basically, using some cue cards so I won't forget what, keep it on topic, what I want to discuss. Okay, so for those who are just tuning in, again, my name is Crystal Renee from All Walks of Life in the 90 Day Podcast. And again, I'm here to discuss my new project on how to become a self trained dispatcher. Okay, so let's begin. So, number one, what is a freight dispatcher? Okay, so a freight dispatcher is one who finds loads for a carrier or a trucking company um, for a percentage of the total load or total loads, which can vary from 5% to 10%. Okay, so um, that is what a freight dispatcher is. And so to find loads, we look on the load boards. That's what we call them, load boards. Load boards can be from the DAT load boards or from the truck stop load boards or any resources. They have multiple load boards out there. So from whatever load board you're very comfortable with. Another one of a dispatcher job requirements is to coordinate and track all shipments. Okay, and basically what we do is we work for the truck driver. This is our job. We work for the truck driver. So we find loads for the truck driver. That's our job in a nutshell. We work for the trucking company, so we make sure that they are with loads. We coordinate and we track their shipments and we negotiate their prices. Yes, we negotiate prices. So we see a load and it's within a size truck and a size trailer. And if we see that we could get a higher rate for that, we negotiate those prices. So we increase revenues for the trucking company. Okay. We so we store records and files and bills. We try to keep an organization file record for the trucking company. So it's very important that we stay organized in order for them to stay organized. That is my dog. So forgive me. I'll be right back. Hold on one moment. Okay. So we increase revenue for the trucking company, like I said, And I believe I left off where we store the records and the bills and the invoices. And I also mentioned, like I said before, it's very important for us to know the different sizes and style of the truck so that we would know the commodities. Can they carry the freight of what is requested for them to carry, the commodities, whether it's frozen foods or lumber or whatever they need to carry, or can they trailer whatever box truck, drive in, whatever they have, whatever the truck driver have, can their trailer carry this? Is their trailer the right size, weight, height? All of that is important, okay? And also, it's our job to be um, a great source of communication between the truck drivers, the broker, as well as the shipper. It's very important that we stay in great communication with the truck drivers. Like I said, we work for the truck drivers, okay? They don't work for us, we work for them, okay? All right, so I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, so um, let me just describe the workflow and of what my job would detail. And this is how it will break itself down. The shipper. The shipper looks for a broker to get products or merchandise moved out, to get shipped out. Okay. So the shipper and the broker agree, they agree on an amount. Okay. And the broker then he puts that information on a load board or whatever sources that they have, they put it on a load board. Now, the broker and the carrier, they make an agreement on what's on the load board. Now, here is where I come in at. If the carrier wished to have me as a dispatcher, because remember, the carrier, he doesn't, some carriers, if they work together, if they're a couple and they work together, that's great. But if a carrier, if he is always on the move and he really don't have the time to sit and look for loads um and do his thing and move the freight, he might want a dispatcher to help him out. So again, this is where I would come in at. So I would be um, his representative, basically. Like I said, I work for the carrier, the operator owner, the truck driver. They have multiple names. So again, the truck driver, the carrier, the operator, owner. Okay, I work for that one person. They have they're under more than one name, but it's one person. Okay, so I would be the one to actually look for the load on the load board. And I would, like I said, negotiate that rate to see if I could get that rate up higher. See if that if that commodity is within is good for us, and my operator owner, my carrier, or my truck driver, however you wish to call him or her, if they have that trailer, that drive-in, that reefer, that box truck, If they have that trailer and they can move that shipment, then I would negotiate that rate. Now, here's the thing. If my carrier never dealt with this broker before, there will have to be a new carrier broker agreement, startup agreement, initiation agreement. So therefore, my carrier, my operator owner, my trucker will have to get signed up with this broker. Now, thank God, excuse me, thank God this will only have to happen one time. Excuse me, let me get something to drink here. A nice little cup, huh? Thank God this will only have to happen one time. Okay. So there is the broker carrier agreement form. So let me see if I could share my screen. Okay, so now let me show you the broker and carrier agreement form. Now, this is a copy of the broker and carrier agreement form that I got from watching one of a YouTube video. And like I said, I'm self-training myself, okay? So let me share my screen. Anyway, you guys can see it, okay? This is the carrier broker agreement. And I took this from off the internet. I had to hurry up and grab it because I thought I had it in my presentation spiel, but I had to hurry up and grab it. So as you can see, this is the carrier and broker agreement. So this is one of the things that is so important that the broker will have to send you in order for the owner operator, the carrier, or the truck driver, however you prefer to call him or her, before they could even begin to put that load on their freight. The carrier broker agreement has to be filled out by the dispatcher, the representative who is representing the truck driver. So this will have to be filled out. Okay, and this is multiple forms. Sometimes it could be 10 forms, it could be 18 forms, it could be a few forms. Um, from my understanding, the forms, the first time the form, it might be a little intimidating because it will be your first time filling out the form. That's why I've gone over it. I haven't filled out one yet on my own. And that's why I'm constantly using like templates. I'm constantly going over it so that I'm understanding. I'm constantly going over like YouTube videos like with him and other people to make sure that I'm fully understanding. And from my understanding, if the form is not filled out right, the brokers, they will call you and they will, say, hey, this part isn't filled out right. They will help you out and walk you through something. And if you don't know what you're doing, just say, hey, I don't understand this part. From my understanding, just be up front. Don't pretend like you know what you're doing when you don't. From my understanding, you it's good to ask questions when you honestly don't know. So this is the carrier broker agreement. Okay. Okay. So we're going to let's stop sharing for a minute. Okay, so that is that form. Now, when you have a new carrier, truck driver, operator, owner, one of the first things that I'm learning that I'm going to ask him or her when I become their representative, and that is very important. Do you have your MC permit? Your MC permit, I do have a copy of that. Let me, um, so, so one of the things that I will ask my drivers is, do they have their MC permit? And let me just share my screen again. Okay, let me show you the MC number. I'm going to look for this in my picture. Let me, in my photos. Okay, here is the MC. Here's the MC carrier number. Let me see if I can, I don't know whether I can make this bigger. I don't know whether I can make this bigger or not. Anyways, but here is the MC number right here. It says MC number. I'm sorry if I can't make this even bigger. And the US DOT number is actually right here. It says DOT number. I apologize if I can't make it bigger, but all the important information is right here. This is the information you would need, and you would need to have saved. Okay, this information is very, very, very important. This is one of the information that would need to go on the broker and carrier initial packet, and also this is one of the pieces of information that you would ask as a dispatcher if you were taking on, if you were representing a new carrier. Okay, just, I'm sorry I can't make it bigger. I wish I could. I'm going to stop sharing. So now another piece of information that you do want to have is so here is a copy of the certificate of liability. Let me just share my screen here. And let's see. Okay, so here is, so here's a copy of the certificate of liability. Let me just move myself over here. As you can see, this is the certificate of liability, and this is what the driver will need. He will need this as a start, to bring to me when he comes to me when I represent him. I would need this so when I find a load, and this is the first time him and I are dealing with a new broker, the broker will ask for the MC motor carrier number, the certificate of liability, along with the W-9 form. And let's get the W-9 form. This is the W-9 form, which is the tax ID form, okay? With his EIN number, okay? So this is part of the initial setup that is required, and I will pull everything in a folder with that driver's name on it. So whenever we deal with a new broker, um, I will already have this available. Okay, so I don't have to text him, chase him down, email him, bother him while he's having dinner with his family, or while he's in church, while he's at grocery shopping, while he's sleeping. I have it available. Okay, so this information is very, very, very important for me as his representative. Remember, I represent the trucker, owner operator, um, driver, carrier. Let me stop sharing my screen. Another form is the dispatch and carrier agreement form. Now, the dispatch carrier agreement form, and let me share my screen. And here it is, the dispatch carrier agreement form. Now, you have to realize the carrier, if he is an experienced carrier and he, let's say he just got finished doing a load. So he drives 12 hours, sleeps 10 hours. That's their schedule. He don't want me as his representative bugging him during his sleep hours, nor do I want to bug him during his sleep hours. So these forms are very crucial to me. So therefore, our agreement is that as his representative, I can, on his behalf, fill out on, these forms for him or her so that we could get the ball rolling. So when he or she wake up, hey, I have a load available. I have a load all set to go for you. Now, also, these forms also gives me right to say how much am I getting paid, what's my percentage. Also, it also lets me know that the carrier, the trucker, owner, operator, that he has a factoring company already in place. The factoring company is the place where he sends his invoice out to be billed so that he don't have to wait on the broker, because the broker can take 30 to 60 to 90 days in order for him to get paid. Who has that long? I don't have that long. I have bills to pay. So does the carrier. So it's my job to make sure the invoices, the bills, the records, all are sent to the broker so that the broker can send these invoices out to the factoring company. So this gives the authorization for me to send those invoices and bills to the factoring company. And this agreement is basically a notice of the assignee to the factoring company saying, okay, it's a notice saying it's okay for us to send these bills here and for us to get paid and in a timely manner. So it's very important that I do my job and I represent the truckers, carriers, owner operators very well. Okay, so this is just a little template of the dispatcher and carrier agreement. So I wanted to also share that with you on how important this is. And again, This is with me just self-studying on my own. So I wanted to just make that clear and stress that carriers don't have time for me to fiddle faddle. They need what they need when they need it. And it's up to me to, as a representative, to get them what they need when they need it. Okay? So let me stop sharing my screen during dinner time. They need to know that I got their best interest at hand. And if there is very, if I need to contact them immediately, of course, I'm gonna shoot them a text, I'm gonna shoot them an email immediately. But they need to know that I got their best interest at hand. Um, this little demon, I shouldn't call her that, this little angel. Anyways, so by by the carrier and the dispatcher, which is me, going over this form, this gives me the authority to fill out the forms that the broker sends on their behalf, the broker and carrier agreement. This gives me the authority, again, to fill out that form on their behalf. I have to make sure all the invoices, the bill of landing, which is a copy of the bill of landing, is right here. And during my next episode, I'll go more over the bill of landing next week when I go over the trucks and stuff. But I'm going to minimize this for now. So I'm just going to go over the agreements right now. So this gives me, as a representative, the power, uh, gives me power of attorney as well, for me to send over any invoices, bills, to speak on their behalf, because, like I said, they may not be available at the time. Um, and to send invoices over to their factoring company who can get me paid quicker, you know, and make sure everything is complete. Make sure we have all the documents, like I said, the proof of deliveries, the bill of landings, bill of ladings, um, any P&Ds, whatever we need. Make sure everything is attached. Make sure it's all submitted the um, to the broker, so that everything is submitted to the carrier's factoring company. So therefore, an NOA, a notice of assignment needs to be signed by the carrier, um, saying that it's okay to have their invoices sent to their factoring company. So we'll go over that as well. Okay, so that will be I'll talk about that when I go over the bill of lading. Okay, so that will be in a different episode. But in this episode, I really wanted to go over the initial setup, what is expected of me, what am I expecting to receive once I find a load, what is expected of me, because this is going to be new for me. I plan on doing a grand opening of my dispatching services in December, the first week of December. So I'm trying to learn, not too quick, not too fast, but not too slow either. So, and trying to be very creative and trying to get my website up, trying to get my flyers up. So that's what I'm working on now in this stage. And this, I call it this maybe stage two. Um, Still getting my pre- prepping for my flyers and my website, and also talking about what I'm learning. Also, the last time I was on, um, I spoke to you about airtables, and let me show you a little bit about the airtables. The last time I spoke to you about airtables, my system, I don't know, it had a crazy funky thing going on where I don't know, something happened. The power shut off, and I'm like, okay, let me just call it quits. I don't want nothing else to go bad. But okay, so let me show you. I think I'm still sharing. Okay, let me stop sharing for a minute. Let me just get the airtables up. And here we go. So the last time we spoke, I did not even have this much on my Airtable. So what I've done to my Airtable, just practicing, just to get me more familiar with the Airtable. I did a John Doe and I did a Jane Doe. Um, John Doe being the carrier, Jane Doe being the carrier, meaning the truck driver, just filled in the contact um, number, an email address, which is fake. I did a fake city for Alabama and a real city for Connecticut, because I live in Connecticut. But I went on YouTube and I followed an amazing guy. Let me give him some credit here. Let me give him some credit here. Oh my gosh. Let me just, this guy, he is just amazing when it comes to airtables. I'm telling you, he is absolutely amazing, and he is easy to follow. Matter of fact, he did this like 2 years ago. He did a training or episode on airtables for contractors, tracking jobs, estimates, invoices, and payments. And it's under Nerds Enterprise Incorporated. And I did subscribe um, uh, onto his channel, because I found him to be a lot more easier and detailed. He went through it. It wasn't too fast. I just like the way he just did the whole presentation. So, and then I was able to add my states just the way he showed me on his YouTube video. I was able to add my states, so I'm very, very, very happy about that. And so just practicing just to get me more familiar with it, and every chance I get, I'm gonna still try to practice on Airtables because this is a platform that I want to use for my business, that I feel that will help me out. Also, this is under the tab um, truck drivers. The base is owner operator, under the tab truck drivers. Under starter documents, I have John Doe, and then here are my starter documents. So when they come on board with me, for instance, if they submit to me their motor carrier permit, look, I can just check it off. The W-9 form, look, I can just check it off. Certificate of liability, look, I can just check it off. Now, the broker list. The broker list, it says required but not recommended, meaning that if they came, they they're not new to the game, and they had already worked with brokers before, and if they had a list of brokers that they're very comfortable with, they'll give me that list, and I could, work from that list. Because like I said, I work for them. It's not the other way around. It's not they work for me. I work for them. So they'll give me that list, and I'll call the brokers on that list and ask them, hey, do you have a load today? You know, weekly report sheets. Let me just uncheck these. The weekly report sheets required but not recommended. I would keep a track of, well, number one, I'll ask them, do they have a weekly report sheet prior to them coming on with me? And if they do, fine, I would love to see it. And if they don't, fine, that's even better. So we could start off fresh, so that each week we we could see the progress together. So again, this is just a template. I'm going to still build off this master template. And I'm going to then add real names to this, but this is definitely a master template. I'm so excited about what I've learned today. Not only today, but just learning from the last time I aired um, a video on truck dispatching. So I will continue to keep you informed with what I've learned. And the next time I come on, we'll discuss bill of lading. We'll discuss um, proof of deliveries and more. Okay, so this is Krista Renee, and from All Walks of Life, and from the 90-Day Podcast, because like I said, this is all about what achieving your goals and the things that you are strong in. Continue on building your strength, and the things that you are weak in, continue to work at it and build up that strength so that you can make it even stronger. My goal is to make this happen for me. This is my goal. This is my new goal. Okay, so thank you for listening. Yeah, thank you for listening. Talk to you soon. I'm going to stop sharing this. And again, like I said, thank you for listening. This is Krista Renee from All Walks of Life and the 90-Day Podcast. This is my new goal. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's no better feeling than to know that you're working for something just for you, just for you. And once I reach this goal, I mean, it's nothing to it but to do it. Nothing to it but to do it. And every time I pass a truck now, I'll go box, trailer, tractor, bobtail. I'm just pointing them out, pointing them out, pointing them out. So I even went to Staples to buy a bigger binder. Look, let me show you. I thought this binder was big. This is a 3-inch binder, and I thought this binder was big. So I went to Staples and I got 3 more of these, because I have to separate so much of what is going on in here. Because this is like a big notebook, training guide, with even more stuff in it. More, so I'm gonna separate my trucks, separate my training materials, separate a lot of everything. So again, I'm excited. Can't wait. But I know God got me in that slow cooker. Like Latoya Kia said, stay in that slow cooker until you're ready. And I'm in that slow cooker. because I want to be ready for my truckers, my owner operators, my carriers, because like I said, I'm representing them. It's not the other way around. I'm representing them. So I want to make sure they are confident in me, and I want to make sure I am confident in myself. That's most important, that I'm confident in myself and my ability. So there you go. This is Krista Renee from All Walks of Life and from the 90 Day Podcast, really saying so long. See you next time.